Josh Newkirk and Sam Webb. Here's the Michigan Insider just moments before kickoff, about an hour and a half, Sam. Sam, we got to dive right in. Michigan, Wisconsin. Let's first off talk about the offense. It's Michigan's offense trying to establish the run game, get that play action pass to Shea Patterson against that depleted Wisconsin secondary.
Yeah, very depleted. This is not the Wisconsin defense that we've seen over the past few years, where at one point I thought they had the best linebacker core in the country. You look at them this year, and they just don't get to the quarterback like they used to. I mean, they have 5 sacks on the year. That's last in the Big Ten. They're the walking wounded. They're going to be without their best pass rushing defensive lineman, Isaiah Loudermilk. He's been ruled out for the game. Van Ginkel, one of their playmaking linebackers, is gimpy. He's been on a bum ankle for the last couple of weeks. Even you go back to the secondary, a lot of issues back there as they've had a couple of starting cornerbacks out. Dakota Dixon, we'll have to see if he plays today. They are really, really ailing, and that creates an opportunity for this Michigan offense to put together back-to-back strong efforts. That's what we haven't seen them do yet this year, Josh. They've had a good performance followed by a bad performance, and then a good performance, bad performance again. Can they string together back-to-back really good efforts, really solid efforts? I think this is a game where they're going to be able to do it, especially that offensive line that for 3 weeks straight, I think, has been the most consistent unit on the team, on the offense. I mean.
All right, switching over to Michigan's defense. That's strength against strength. Wisconsin's offense, we already know what they're going to want to do. They want to run the football. They're 4th in the country, roughly 290 yards per game. Michigan stops the run, number 6 in the country, and giving up just under around 95 yards a game. Jonathan Taylor presents a threat. He's the number 1 rushing yards per game running back in the country.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here today?
So, I look back at last year's game and I see a defense, or saw a defense that really was smacking Jonathan Taylor like he was a freshman. He was a freshman last year, but he didn't play like one. But they slapped him like he was a freshman for about 2.5 quarters. Michigan's offense, granted, people gets hurt, absolutely. And they weren't able to sustain drives, really wore down that defense. But I thought, I think the big deal for Wisconsin offensively this game is not Jonathan Taylor. They're going to try to establish him, and I just don't think they're going to be able to. I think Michigan will get enough of their defensive linemen back in order to be able to hold up. Can Alex Hornibrook fit balls in the tight windows like he did last year? He threw some dimes, really attacked Michigan in the middle of the field, went after those safeties. Can he do that in a down-the-field scenario? I mean, Michigan, they're going to hit some slants. Fans are going to pull their hair out. They're going to hit some slants. They're going to hit some quick throws over the middle. But can they hit them deep like they did last year and hit pay dirt that way? I don't know that they're going to be able to do that, but you got to watch out for Hornibrook because he's a gamer, especially on the road. We saw him do it down in Iowa. To me, the key is, can you get in Alex Hornibrook's face today?
All right, Sam, got to ask, Michigan wins this game and why?
I think Michigan wins this game because I don't think that they're going to be able to protect that defense enough. I mean, ideally, Wisconsin, they come into this game, they can lean on that running game and keep their defense off the field. I mean, that's what you got to try to do to protect that defense. But I just don't think they're going to be able to sustain that enough against a very, very stout Michigan defense. Meanwhile, offensively, I think Michigan is hitting their groove. I mean, the offensive line has been playing pretty solid for the last few weeks. It's the rest of the team. Can you get consistent when it comes to hitting some of those open throws? I thought we saw Shea Patterson have his best game last week. You got Chris Evans back, going to give you another element out of the backfield in the passing game. I think Michigan wins this game because we're going to see another consistent effort from the offense. And I just don't think Wisconsin's going to be able to keep up.
I'm right there with you, Sam. I think Michigan wins this game 31-14. Look for all our coverage and more on themichiganinsider.com. All right.